Parkside Comprehensive is in the village of Cullingworth on the outskirts of Bradford in Yorkshire. It has just over 1,000 pupils drawn from the semi-rural surrounding areas. This programme will follow the progress of a newly qualified teacher as she focuses on the key skill of lesson planning. Claire Hewitt will be teaching modern foreign languages at Parkside.
I was at university at Liverpool. I studied French for 4 years there. As part of my course, I spent a year in the south of France and I was a teaching assistant there. I worked as cabin crew for British Midland, out of Leeds, Bradford, for an airline. 2 years I did that for, using my French there a lot, because I did a lot of flights to Paris. And then I went to work for Morrison's as a graduate trainee, and when I left I was a manager there, and then I came here. I did my PGC and then I came here.
It's September the 8th, 2004, and today is Claire's first day as a full-time teacher at Parkside.
I think it's going to be very demanding. There's a lot to do this year, and I understand that, and I want to try and get it spot on, make sure my classes are on track.
Can we just wish the NQTs a good day and have a good start to the academic year?
The lesson starts in about 25 minutes now. I've got my starter activity on the board ready, and I've got my objectives on the board. So when the pupils come into the classroom, they'll see my room, they'll see my displays and everything. Bonjour! Allez!
Claire's first lesson of the year is French with a Year 8 class. Although she did her second block of teaching practice at Parkside during her initial teacher training year, it's the first time she's taught this particular group.
Bonjour, bienvenue à notre classe de français. Je m'appelle Madame Hewitt. I'm going to use lots of different techniques. I'm going to try and use a lot of visuals to stimulate those people that are visual learners.
Claire's progress is being closely followed by her mentor, Sarah Williams, who's also the head of department.
It was all right. I didn't get everything in that I wanted to, but they're okay.
I think if you are somebody's mentor, you're clearly not going to have the answers for everything. I think what somebody that's new to the profession really wants is somebody that they can turn to, and maybe it's just simply they don't want answers, but they want to offload, or they want to know that they're not a failure, that what they're trying out is normal.
Tomorrow I've got 5 lessons, so I've got a full day on a Monday, so I have to make sure I'm absolutely fantastically prepared, otherwise everything will go to pot. Just trying to get on with my planning and keep on top of all my work and my marking and everything, and mainly keep the pupils happy. Okay, I'm in week 3 now of my time here at Parkside. I'm just sort of settling in, I'm getting used to it a bit. It's extremely tiring, challenging, but I think it's worth it. I think it's definitely worth it. I got my pay packet yesterday as well, so that was nice. But it's just getting used to things and getting used to my classes and their abilities, I think, has been quite challenging. I love my Year 7 groups, my Key Stage 3. They're doing really, really well, and it's nice to do lots of different activities with them. And they're just so keyed up for it because they've not done languages before, so it's really, really exciting for them. But the challenges going into Key Stage 4, which I've not done as much work on, when they get a bit older, it's a bit, it's difficult to motivate them because you don't know whether they're going to enjoy something that you think they will enjoy.
3 weeks into term, Claire has had her first observation. Although she's brought a lot of new ideas into the classroom, planning effective lessons is something she's decided to work on with her mentor.
I am a very firm believer that sound classroom management is informed or directly informed by good planning.
They've chosen to focus on planning Claire's Year 10 French lesson using a mind map to identify everything Claire needs to include in her lesson plan.
we're taught in our left brain dominated society to plan everything and to write in linear form from left to right, but in actual fact your brain does focus on the centre of a page, and it could be for you that this is a much more profitable way of planning things.
Right.
Really, we're brainstorming interlinking ideas, and we're going to colour code those.
Right.
And nothing has to be, nothing's right or wrong.
Right.
It's just all the ideas that we can think of, and we'll put them down. I've used this for planning the different jobs that I do, so I remember to do everything. And the colours help the ideas stand out for you. So we'll see if this process works for you in your classroom.
The mind map's been really useful because it's made me think about what I've got to focus on when I'm teaching that group, so it should be quite interesting to try and get all of that into my lesson plan. Monday, period 5, I'll be teaching year 10. It's a very mixed ability group. I've got people in there ranging from A-star candidates right down to the bottom end, right down to just passing the GCSE probably. So I'm going to have to think about the time of day, the type of pupils I've got, and I'm going to have to try and think about all the different learning styles that I've got within that group. The starter activity is going to be on the table for them, which is a word search, which I will ask them to get on with as soon as I've done the register. I'm going to set my objectives out on the board, and we'll go through the objectives once we've done the starter. Then I'm going to do a little mini plenary. I'm going to ask them why they think we're doing this, what we're building up to, etc, etc. Then we're going to go on to the main meal of the lesson, which is going to be the opinions, which is going to be very, very important to them in the GCSE. I've created a PowerPoint, which I'm going to put on the overhead projector, and I'm going to get them to come and draw smiley or sad faces on the board, depending on whether the opinion's positive or negative. So that should stimulate the people that need to be kinesthetic and the visual learners as well, because they can see it. I'm going to work a bit on connectives, asking them how they're going to make the sentence longer, how they're going to build the sentence, using because in French, which is very, very important. And I'm going to use flashcards. I'm going to walk around the room, hold up flashcards of school subjects, and ask them if they like it, and ask them to extend their answer, giving an opinion. So it should build on everything that we've done in the lesson, draw it all together, and then I'll be able to see if they've understood or if they totally haven't got it at all, which will be a nightmare. We're going to make a start.
Claire's starter activity, the word search, kicks off the lesson. Mentor Sarah Williams is checking whether theory translates into practice.
Vous allez chercher les matières cerclées, puis quand vous avez trouvé toutes les matières, il y a un message secret. What's a message secret? Secret message, thank you. When you've found them all, there's going to be a secret message left. Vous avez 5 minutes. Look the other way. 3, 2, 1, stop. Okay.
Next, the lesson objectives.
The objective for today's lesson is by the end of this lesson I will be able to express an opinion and justify it on school subjects. If you think you'll be able to manage 5 opinions about school subjects, you can write that. If you think that's what you'll be able to do, we'll have personal targets. If you can only manage 1, that's fine. Write down, I will be able to do 1 school subject and 1 opinion. Ça, c'est les opinions. Les opinions. Il y a là un cercle en jaune. Vous allez maintenant décider si c'est positif ou négatif. Ok? Déjà, visage content ou visage triste. Tu veux commencer? Voilà. Oui, excellent. faire un autre? Come on, girls. I'm not doing them all. I've done all this work. Come on, stand up. Just try. Do you think it's positive or negative? What we're going to do now is connect them. Girls, you need to connect them. What is the word you use to connect your subject and your opinion? What are you going to connect them with? Girls? Parce que? Because, Richard, give me an example. I like French. How do you say I like French? Richard, Richard is going to answer this one. Richard, how do you say I like French? J'adore le français. Add a because to it. C'est... Ah, très bien, excellent. J'adore le français parce que le prof est sympa. Rangez vos affaires, s'il vous plaît. Rangez vos affaires.
Before Claire allows the pupils to leave the classroom, she asks one person from each table to express an opinion.
To the table. Excellent, allez.
I had some really good lessons this week and I was observed and I got some good feedback and some stuff that I've got to improve on, so I'm going to try and do that. I'm still sticking to my plan of staying at school till about 5 o'clock, 5:15, and then I'm coming home, having my tea, doing a bit of work at home, maybe till about 9 o'clock at night, and then going to bed. So at the moment I'm okay doing that.
It was a really good lesson. The start was fantastic. It's brilliant that your board is set up, that your activities are on the desk, that you've got a swift start with your register, no nonsense. They already know what's expected of them, and off they go. Great activity, objects on the board. I have said, I maybe would have pointed out the objectives right at the beginning of the lesson.
Right.
So the major things that I thought were, you set personal targets, which was something that we looked at together. Your objectives were clear and they wrote them up, and all that area. And then you checked at the end. I thought it was lovely that you just did one answer per table to let the table go. I thought that was great. I'll be doing that tomorrow. And the key thing was your materials that you made were superb, and the variety was there. So the use of the interactive whiteboard. I know they're a bit nervous, one or two, about coming forward.
Very shy ones.
Yeah, there are on this table
Yeah.
a lot of girls that I know from my
Yeah.
home before. I would say that I would insist on silence.
Richard, stop talking, listen. The mind mapping was extremely useful. I've not done it like that before. But when I had it on a big poster in front of me in the office, I found myself looking at it and looking at all the different bits that I had to include in my plan. It doesn't always go according to plan, and you've just got to adapt to whatever mood your pupils are in, or however the lesson's going. You can't follow anything too strictly, I don't think. You've just got to go with it.